Hello, my family business peeps around the world, my peoples. I decided to do part 2, finally, right? Legal Basics, part 2 for family businesses. So today let's talk about contracts. I love contracts. I love to use contracts with friends, with colleagues, with partners, with whomever. And here's why. Contracts are not bad. They should not destroy relationships. In fact, contracts secure relationships. They spell out how we're going to work together. It really takes care of any confusion on anyone else's part as to what the expectations are. It, quite frankly, takes it up a notch when you put a contract in front of someone, right? It's like, okay, this is serious. Let's treat this with respect. Let's act professionally. This is the real deal. Let's understand our roles and responsibilities. So don't shy away from contracts. Use them. It's not a bad thing. And in fact, you're protecting yourself. So there's some basic contracts that you might want to think about as you're building your legal library. First, I would recommend a non-disclosure agreement. So what is that? A non-disclosure agreement simply says, okay, hey, I'm about to share some information with you. Not many people know about it, and I quite frankly don't want many people to know about this yet. But I want to be freed up to have this conversation with you, so I have to share some ideas that are protected. And if you have this information, and once you get this information, I don't need you to go around telling other people about it. I've got an amazing invention or a new improvement to a system or process, and I just need to keep that because that's how I'm making my money. So don't go share that. Sign here. That's a non-disclosure agreement. You can find those online through various legal companies that sell them. You can go to your attorney. Now, attorneys get mad at me when I say that. Why would you tell people to go and buy a form? Look, quite frankly, there are some things that you can, depending on where you're at, do on your own. I don't mind recommending people take charge and become legally empowered themselves if they feel confident, if they've reviewed the information and understand that it is always best to use an attorney when you can. But that choice is yours. I'm not going to take that choice away from you. So, my fellow attorneys, yes, I'm recommending that people check out a form if it suits them and if they feel confident with them. And here's a legal disclaimer. At the same time, you can go ahead and get legal advice from a competent counsel. The other contract that I would like you to consider making sure that you make a part of your library, that you just have it ready to go, would be an agreement, an independent contractor agreement. So this you're going to use with people who are doing work for you, your web designer, your content producer, the person who's assembling something in your supply chain. Anyone that you're working with that is not your employee, you want to use an independent contract agreement. Why? Especially if they're extended family. Why is that so important? Because there's a clause in that agreement that says, look, anything you do for me as a part of our arrangement, you're doing it on what's called a work-for-hire basis. I own it. So for some of you creative clients of mine and people that I hang out with, family business owners, let's say you create something, but you don't really have the technical skills to go in Adobe InDesign or some other program and really lay it out and draw it out. So you decide, I'm going to contract with this other family business over here. I'm going to have them put it together for me because I want to help grow other family businesses. Well, the problem is that person has now designed something. Guess who owns those copyrights unless you have an agreement saying otherwise? It was your idea. It originated from you. But guess what? Unless you have that clause in that independent contractor agreement, ding, they own the intellectual property rights. So that's why you want that agreement. That should just be like a receipt. You should just have that ready to whip out with people. Hey, oh yeah, you want to work with me? Oh great, you want to help me with this? Please sign this so we can continue. Now, that's also an agreement that you can certainly have your attorney draft. You should have an attorney review it if you can. And there are options for you to find those online as well. Now, another contractual agreement or arrangement that is popular, especially as you are trying to grow your business on limited resources and or limited reach currently, but you have another family business owner and you see that they have access to your audience and you want to be a part of what they're doing so you can grow your audience, your customer base. Well, what you need then is a joint venture partnership or joint venture agreement that says, okay, let's work together on this project or on this goal or on this event or on this product launch or whatever it is. And let's just spell that out. You get 50, I get 50, 60, 40, 80, 20, whatever it is. You're spelling out how the profits, who gets to pay the expenses up front, how does that get deducted, who owns the copyright. So let's say you decide, well, let's come up with an idea to launch a product or an idea or a film or a record label, album, anything. Let's do something together. Well, who owns the underlying copyrights? That gets spelled out in that joint venture agreement. It's a good thing to have. You can find and have a standard one that you can just adjust as you negotiate with different people, but it's definitely a contract that you want in your legal arsenal. Those are the typical contracts that you're going to find as you're just starting out in business. As you begin to grow, you can expand to things like a franchise agreement. Oh my goodness, those are long. And let's say if you are considering owning a franchise, then yeah, that's a good one to make sure you have an attorney review and look over and negotiate on your behalf if you can. And you should for that one. So a franchise agreement is an agreement that you may come across as well. So if you are thinking about launching a franchise, I believe that you should become empowered in every way. Find a master franchise agreement. That's what you would Google, master franchise agreement, and just start reading it. Get used to the vocabulary, get used to the legal jargon, research words, figure out